Hey YouTube, how's it going? Just getting set up here. About to start the stream. Gonna be working on more thumbnails and ideation for the Zelda illustration. Wow, that rhymed, kind of. Gonna get our background music going here. There we go. Should pop on right now. Cool. Sorry, just taking a second to get my reference pulled up here. I'm a little sleepy, but I've got some caffeine, so I'm going to be wired in about like 10 minutes. I'll have a lot more energy. Where am I looking for? There it is. Oh no, that's the wrong place. It's in projects, yeah. Cool. Alrighty. You're about to hear the caffeine being opened. Nice energy drink. Oh yeah. Drink some Celsius. Do some drawing. Let me change my screen real quick. Oh, my desktop audio wasn't on. There we go. Should pop on now. There we are. Alrighty, time to get started. Hope you guys are having a good evening. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat or just hang out and chat amongst yourselves. Make fun of me, whatever you want to do, it's all good. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Isn't that what Ezio says? Wow, that's super lame that I remembered that. Well, anyway, off to a good start. Where's my stylus? That's the only problem. I lost my, there it is. Cool. Alrighty. What's up, y'all? Gonna get drawn now. I've got these ones we left off on yesterday. I really like the second one, actually. First one's barely even worked up. I might work into the first one a little bit more right now, and then after that I will move on to a new one, but I feel like I can do more with the first one, and I'm thinking about like foreground elements that I could put into that to kind of make it work a little better. I just don't want to abandon it without giving it a fair shake, just like the other one. And it's all subject to change still, so I'm just kind of looking through my reference again, just kind of seeing. I'll do that on screen, so there's at least something you can look at while I'm talking about reference and stuff. There we go. So yeah, so like again, kind of like what I was talking about yesterday, some foreground elements like these soldiers here, or the walkers and the probe droid on this Noriyoshi Ori piece, or maybe, you know, a similar kind of thing on this, with like all the cars in that big scene in the foreground that kind of helps frame everything, or even this pillar thing with the two characters standing on it. I'm trying to think of stuff like that from Ocarina of Time that I can incorporate. And yeah, so I'm thinking I could do like look at some Mike Butkus stuff. Butkus, sorry. I always say his name wrong. Yeah, I don't know. what would be a good scene that I could put in the foreground? Something with a lot of stuff going on. I'm trying to think of the events in Ocarina of Time and cool stuff that happens. I could put like Ganon. Let me see. I could put like Ganon on the horse. You know, intimidating Link at that point that he does that. Right before Zelda throws him the Ocarina of Time. Or I could do like yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck on scenes. I'm trying to think of full scenes that I could add to it, because I really want to try something like that. But there aren't that many big scenes with lots of people in it in Ocarina of Time, if you think about it. And I want it to be something that's kind of relevant to the story, not just some totally random thing. So I don't know. I'll start with drawing Ganon, shooting at him, and see if I can come up with anything else while I'm in the process of that. I can always do more drawing. Could use a little warm-up anyway. So, yeah, let me see. And again, these are just thumbnails, not spending a ton of time on these, just trying to figure out the ideas generally. So, let's see. You're gonna have to be pretty small to fit everything in, so if he's here, kind of looking up at him on the horse, and he's holding his hand up, and he's gonna shoot Link with his evil magic blast thing. He's kind of holding the rein in this hand, and I guess the horse would be, if his leg is here maybe. I remember his horse being pretty big. It's like a giant horse, if I recall correctly. I don't remember exactly what its scale to him was, but I know it's pretty massive in general. I'm not great at drawing horses. But again, this is just a thumbnail. I'll look at reference if I go this route for the final. For sure. So he's like on there, and I think he has a cape. No wait, I think he doesn't have a cape when he's riding the horse. I'm not sure. If I remember correctly. And then Link would be still pretty small, but maybe a little bit more in the foreground. He'd be slightly larger, perhaps. Not significantly or anything. And drawing an element like this, I could always, you know, for another thumbnail, if I need another foreground element, I can reuse this in theory as well for a similar kind of thing. energy ball thing. Maybe I should have that on this side, because the horse is kind of pointing in, and Link is looking in as well, that way. I keep reusing just Ganon and Link and Zelda though. I'd like to draw some other people into this, maybe like Impa or some of the sages, Kippur, Gabora, somebody. Yeah, I should look at more reference for Ocarina of Time specifically. I don't have a lot here. Probably help jog my memory to collect some of that stuff. I could draw random mobs too and stuff, but yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'd like to be more relevant stuff. Maybe this would be better here. No, I think it's good here. Maybe I could just... Now I'm just thought vomiting basically. I could have like the Deku tree. Sort of at like an upward angle or something. Isn't he just like a mustache and eyebrows basically on the trunk? Isn't that his face pretty much? I can't remember. I think it's something like that. Does he even have a nose? I don't recall. It's been a while since I played Ocarina. I'm drawing with a nose here just because I'm not sure. And then if he has all these bushy branches, I could just make it a gradient that kind of fades up to Link. I don't know if that fits that well where it is though, because it's kind of blocking a lot of what Link's doing. Maybe too much of it. I could have him just sort of off to the side like a blocking element, and then it's not, well, then he's still kind of blocking a lot though. Have Link. This is probably the best I could do at that angle. And then maybe have little Link down here. Something like that. I'm a bit congested tonight. Don't know what that is. I don't feel sick or anything. And then maybe something in the middle, like or I could even just extend out this scene with Ganon. Maybe draw that little wall thing that's there that leads into the moat. Excuse me. and all that good stuff. Kind of fill in that space a little. I don't think that's enough though. Maybe I'll add something there. Like, what else is super relevant and very prevalent in Ocarina of Time that I could do? I feel like the Deku tree has to be moved over. He's too far off to the side. Maybe Link could be moved in a little bit. That big drawing of Link. Compromise. A little bit there. And then maybe I could do the same thing I did kind of in the other one. Oops, where I did the spiritual stones there. Could do that. I'm trying to think of a different thing though. I could have sort of a rip-off of the actual poster, but I could have young Link in the front there playing the ocarina. That might work pretty well there. But again, I'm just drawing Link and Zelda and Ganon over and over again, so... Well, except the Deku tree. But yeah, maybe I could, for the next one, I'm going to try to use some other characters and make that a role for the next thumbnail. The thing is, yeah, I find it hard to, like, pick only a few characters. And I can't draw like every sage on the poster, I don't think. Or maybe I can, I don't know. Maybe I could fit everyone in. Might work. Depends. Put out that the devlog for November today for the MMXFPS Project, just showing the progress that I made on it in November. If you haven't checked that out, you can feel free to go see that if you're interested. If you watch the streams regularly, it's probably not a lot of stuff that you haven't seen before, but it just sort of goes over what I finished and accomplished in November, and a little bit about what I'm planning for next month. It's going to be a lot of the same, honestly. Asset creation. But I'm also going to work in some of the, actually get some of the enemies working in Engine. Or at least get started on that. I don't know how long that'll take exactly. But yeah, so then you'll have something to shoot at other than targets in that little demo. feel like in order for this to work, he has to overlap the other elements, or else it feels like he's just giant next to the horse. So maybe if he came up to the center like this. It kind of makes it feel like he's Link and Zelda's kid, though. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that one's not bad either with those other elements. I still think the second one is cooler. I think it's more interesting, and I like how the perspective kind of leads down, like you're looking down the more you look down at the image. I think that's kind of interesting. I want to play with that with other thumbnails that I do. For this. Okay, on to the next one. OBS is acting up a tiny bit. Let me adjust the bitrate real quick. Oh, that was weird. I clicked something I didn't intend to. I don't know if that did anything. Alright, let's fix this. 35. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong. I have two keyboards in front of me, one for the laptop. There we go. Let's see if that evens out YouTube's warning. OBS is almost perfect. It's almost perfect program. But it just sometimes it just doesn't quite do what you want it to. Shoot. Do the same thing again with the keyboard. There we go. Okay, hopefully that clears up. Oh, there it goes. Perfect. Cool. At least I pretty much know how to work OBS now. Yeah, before I move on to the next one, let me make this one look a little clearer by putting some white behind those characters so that you don't just see all those lines through everything. It's kind of annoying to look at right now. You can't really see it for what it is. That one. And that's weird. Okay, and then yeah, behind Ganon too, because he's blocking some of that Triforce. I still don't like how his arms are just fanned out like that. I should do something else with those. Yeah, the problem with having the Deku tree there though, and Link there, is that you can barely even see what Link's doing now. You can't even see the sword. So, I don't know if that works. Maybe I could shrink down young Link so that he's kind of more in the center and above the ground plane so that he still doesn't just look like he's giant compared to the horse or whatever. Kind of like, and then you could still see the sword at least and all that. And then have some gradient that kind of leads him in or something. That might work. Let me get some of that behind Zelda and Link real quick, and then I'll be done with this one. Oh, and then make them opaque again. It's a bit better. Deku tree is still kind of obnoxious. Maybe I could make it a little bit smaller. If I can find it here. Yeah, I think that kind of works because he's sort of scaled down to the size of the horse now. And that's a little more even feeling, maybe. And now looking again, and I feel like this might be a good one to have his arms actually up, maybe, like because yeah, I hate that they're just pointed down like that. It looks weird to me. But I could have him like sort of plotting-ish kind of thing. Or not plotting, but just like, you know, just kind of that evil gesture, whatever that is, with like the hands up and palms facing them. Or maybe fists. What am I going for here? What am I thinking? Not sure. Kind of had it in my head for a second. Maybe more of an angle, kind of leaning back towards the center and more. A little foreshortening. it needs more. That angle's kind of weird. More like dead on-ish. Not quite dead on, but like, you know, just more than it was. A lot more foreshortening. That looks super chibi and weird, but it's just kind of to get the idea. That's not quite correct yet. That's okay. I feel like I want his head to be stretched back a little bit too. Just up a little higher. And I feel like it kind of needs some of those same elements that's in this one, where I put those to kind of square it out more, but no, I don't. I forgot, because that's what this is doing. This, it's, I softened the opacity. I forgot to bring it back. Where is it? This thing. Yeah, that was the point of this thing. Maybe I make it a little larger. Or maybe just taller. No. Yeah, more like that. So that stuff is still cutting out from the sides, which is what I wanted. And he's not symmetrical, which is bugging me. Darn it. Where is Ganon? There he is. I wonder if I can just do this real quick. Just for the sake of trying to get this layout, kind of see if it's worthwhile. That looks weird. I don't know why it does that. Here, let's yeah, and that way it leads his arms kind of lead back in, and now you don't really need those elements as much because you have that square in the background and then his arms as well. I don't hate this one either now. This one's actually kind of okay. I still think the other one's more interesting, but maybe I'll change my mind. I've got more I'm gonna do anyway, so now we've got two to look at least. Yeah, I do think all those varying perspectives on the second one are interesting. More interesting than the first one. Neither one's bad though. Okay, so yeah, for the next one, definitely going to try to incorporate some characters other than Link and Zelda and Ganon. I want to get some other people out there. Let's see. Oh, as opposed to having Ganon confronting Link on the horse, I could have Impa and Zelda on the horse if I wanted to do something with that again. And also it'd be cool to include Sheik. Yeah, let me look through my references again. I just want to see, try to get some ideas. Oh, I know. Okay, yeah, I've got one idea I want to try. Let's see, that would be interesting if I could pull it off. I want to do one where I'm going to kind of ape the idea from the Phantom Menace poster a little bit and have Ganon's face as the graphic big rectangle in the background. So this one I won't incorporate the Triforce, that was kind of the main idea that I kept coming to, because for a graphic composition that makes sense for, you know, Zelda. That was like obviously the first thing that came to mind. But like, I think, yeah, this could be cool. Let's see, let me duplicate this rectangle real quick. Bring that down. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'll show you my reference real quick, if you don't know. So I'm looking at these posters, and there's this Drew Struzan one I really like that he did for the Phantom Menace. So I'm thinking this kind of thing, where Ganon's face is big in the background, and then I can do my own sort of layout of characters and stuff, and that could be cool. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this one. But he does fill up sort of a rectangular shape, and that becomes this gradient that the characters pop out of, kind of like what I did in the first poster idea. Over here, it's just not Ganon's face for the shape. So I'm going to try that with this one, see how that goes. I want to even these sides out a little bit. This is not perfectly drawn or anything, just a layout, a rough layout at that. But I want to get the gist of it right. Okay. That's about correct. And then, so if I did Ganon's big ugly face, let me see. I want to make that fill it in an interesting way. So, and I definitely want it to be easily recognizable that it's him. He's got pretty unique features, so that won't be too hard, I don't think. But I gotta think about where I'm gonna crop it, like, because if I crop it so that like his jewel thing is in view, like maybe just the edge of it or something up here, that forehead thing he has, his eyes are gonna be pretty low. They'd be like, you know, even if I dip his face down, his eyes are gonna be like somewhere down here. Let me see about that. I should have drawn that on another layer. That was not smart. Jeez, I can't talk. I'm super congested. Sorry, guys. Okay, let's see. It goes down. And then his eyebrows are kind of right here, or his eyebrow ridges rather. That's the thing too, his nose is gigantic, so his nose is going to come down quite a bit as well. It might be hidden. You really pretty much only see his eyes. I think that can still work, but his nose is just such a defining feature for him. I think it'll probably work out too. Just seeing the eyes is sort of an intimidating thing anyway. That's probably why that poster is laid out that way anyway. Although, as far as noses go, I mean, it's a pretty intimidating nose, you have to admit. So if I guess, let me see. I could cheat it a little bit and just move the jewel down a tad. I don't think it would be like obnoxious to do that. That might be the way to go. Because I feel like if it was just a little higher up, that would be better. Yeah, then I'll just bring this down a little. I think that's fine. A little artistic license kind of thing. Over that, you can start to have all the different characters and things that you want to include. So if I was going to do that now, well, I think I'm definitely going to still have some sort of a Link and Zelda pose. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Might be interesting to do something like if his head is pretty big in the frame. But like something where the sword is coming at you and very foreshortened kind of thing. How says, I don't know if I'm saying that right, H-A-U, How? Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning, How. How's it going? It's morning in your part of the world, where you are? For me, it's about 9 p.m. When I get my Brazilian fans, they always talk about how they're like 5 hours ahead of me, so it's super late for them when they're watching the streams. So for this one, I'm thinking kind of like his shoulder is really up, and maybe it's really foreshortened, like his hand is just right there already. And the Master Sword's just kind of like coming right at you. So this will be like some crazy perspective going on. Trying to think like where would be even a good place to end it if I was gonna do this. Like that would make sense for this composition. Maybe it's not feasible to do that, but it just kind of seems cool in my head. So I'm gonna see if I can make that work. The Chocolate Coin says your drawing looks sick. Thank you, Chocolate Coin. These are just rough layouts for a illustration that I'm gonna do, but so they're very like sketchy. But yeah, I'm gonna tighten stuff up as I go once I pick one that I like. Glad you like them so far, though. Thank you. He could maybe have like his other arm going back and maybe holding up the shield if his thumb was over here. Or maybe even just holding up another tool like the hook shot or something. That might be cool. Not sure if that's going to help the composition much, though, to have the hook shot pointing again in his face. Maybe not. Could do something a little more subtle. Like the shield is just poking up here. Yeah, that might be a little small, but something like that, I think. Be alright. I don't want it to compete too much with the tip of the sword, though. That was kind of the point of this whole thing. I could probably sort that out with the value composition. It'd probably be okay. And then, okay, so if he's doing that, I could probably move him out more too, because I have that border that I want to break anyway, to give this a feeling of like huge scale and depth. So it's not a bad idea to do that, since the tip of the sword comes so far into the piece. I'll change that shape of the hat a little bit. Maybe just have it curving. Yeah, maybe it's something like that. I'm not going to worry about his legs too much, because I think they're going to get covered by other stuff anyway. And then I do want Zelda to be on the other side. Doing some Zelda stuff. Like spinny magic kind of thing, like I did on this one. Maybe. Or that pose is pretty good too on the first one. But since he's in kind of an attack pose, I'll probably put her in kind of something similar. Kind of rough, even for a rough layout. But yeah, something like this, I think. Do I want this arm going out of frame? I don't think so. Do I want it? I don't really want it coming back and overlapping though. Actually, maybe, yeah. And then there could be maybe magic going on here or something. And then got like some, let's see, Chic down here doing something. Darth Hylian, hey, what's up, Darth Hylian? Darth Hylian says, nice dynamic poses, thanks. It's getting there, it's coming along. Just roughing stuff out so far. And then maybe I'm feeling kind of like Impa on the other side, or maybe trying to think, because the cross is kind of Zelda. I don't want to do, maybe I could do Surya, would that make sense? Surya. Gamer JC says, sorry, I missed your question. How long have you been drawing for? Your art looks really nice. Thanks, Gamer JC. I've been drawing seriously for, what year is it? 2023? So for about 10 years. I took a year off in there at some point after college, so technically 9 years, not really 10. Yeah, I'm trying to think what character to put on the other side. I could do Saria, I could do Impa. Maybe Impa if Sheik's there. I don't know. Sort of hard to choose. Darth Alien says, I think Impa Kasaria would be the only child. Yeah, it's not necessarily a bad thing though. And I probably could add more stuff as well. I don't know if I'll add Kid Zelda and Kid Link again though. But because if I went Well, I went with Sheik, and Sheik's not a sage or anything. I mean, Zelda. Sheik is Zelda, so I am redrawing Zelda again, sort of. But I don't know. Impa looks cool. I'll do Impa, and then after Impa, maybe in the foreground. Well, because then it's just two Sheiks though. Two Sheikah. It's not like anything. But if it's Saria, that's kind of random. I could draw Raru. Or Ruto. Oh, or I mean, if I'm just gonna go with random sages though, how do you pick which ones? That's the thing. It's like, I don't know. It shouldn't matter so much, probably. I'm probably overthinking it. I should just think like who would look coolest there. That would probably be the best thing to do. Raru might be kind of interesting there. The only problem with Impa is I feel like it's a lot of the same color as Sheik. And same vibe. Oh, I know who I should draw there. I should draw, what's his name? The running guy. That's the perfect one. That's perfect. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier. The running dude. Or one of the... Imagine if it's just like one of the random construction workers. That'd be funny. Who's like the most insignificant character that I could put there? Maybe that dude who's sad that his parents, whatever, are like gross humans or something. Who looks like a monster. Oh, you know what? Well, I don't know if it makes any sense. I could put Skull Kid there. That'd be cool. I might do Skull Kid. Not with Majora's Mask, obviously. Just the regular Skull Kid, but that could be interesting. I mean, he is a cool looking character. In general. I might need to look up reference for that. I don't want to draw him wrong. Let's see. Skull Kid. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like Skull Kid. Probably one of the least relevant characters. But it'll look good. Sure, let's try it. It's all about trying stuff right now anyway. See, I sort of picture him at sort of an angle, and if it doesn't work I can always take him out, add something else. But yeah, with like his flute. Jam in Peace says hello. Hello, Jam in Peace. How's it going? Just doing some layouts for Legend of Zelda illustration. Based on Ocarina of Time. Maybe extend that out a little bit so there's room for the other hand. Yeah, I mean, it makes no logical sense to have him there. But I mean, it'll look cool. Just something to break me out of my mold of not knowing which character to choose. And then for the foreground, more foreground, I would like to have some like scene elements, if I could incorporate something like that. I'm trying to think still what to do for that. Yeah, let's take a look at the reference again. So, yeah, I'm thinking something like, you know, this, how there's this big scene in the foreground, or, oops. Even like this one with the soldiers shooting and then the droids on the other side. Just some other elements from some other stuff that goes on, but like more of a scene rather than just a bunch more characters. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of moments in Ocarina of Time where there might be a lot of characters doing stuff. Maybe, it doesn't necessarily have to be just characters though, it could be like, I could do, why not, I'll do like Morpha, the boss, just like the wavy thing, like picking up Link. I could do something like that. That big water tentacle thing, the little ball in it, and like, I don't like the layout of that though. I gotta think about where it's actually gonna fit, right? I feel like putting it in the center would kind of work, but it puts too much emphasis on it. Maybe I need to pull these characters up a little bit and give myself more space at the bottom. Let's try that. Then move. Yeah, maybe. That might help. And then for the morpho thing, maybe that won't work. I don't know, I just can't think of a good, like, if I put it in the middle, I think it could come up with like an interesting shape and angle, but I'm not really having success trying to keep it out of the middle. Maybe I'll just go with it and see what happens. Link is like... Maybe rotate it or something, kind of like that. And then if I follow that train of thought, maybe I could do like, I don't know, something like, Goma or Bongo Bongo, or Goma might be cool, just to have like, what's Goma look like? I don't even know. Yeah, I should look that up. I'm gonna draw it wrong. I remember the eye kind of. Oh, right, okay. I remember Goma. Yeah, just freaking Goma being all nasty over here. And I could even draw like young Link into that, like just below Goma. And like a ready stance kind of thing, so it feels more like a scene happening rather than just adding more characters. That way. put some white behind that so I can see what's going on there a little better. And then that'll reduce Sheik to being kind of just a floating head, but that's okay. It's still there. I feel like I would like to incorporate more bosses now then. Maybe I could do some up towards where Ganon's face is. Just, yeah, because that's the thing, because most of the time on posters, they, like these, when you see them, they'll incorporate, like, not like randomly picked things necessarily, but like, you know, it'll include like a couple bosses and not all of them, and it's like, well, why'd they pick those ones? I don't know, I always wonder about stuff like that, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. It's just trying to make a cool looking thing at the end of the day. Yeah, I could do like, let me think, some other bosses. Dodongo. Or, Phantom Ganon. Yeah, this is hard. It's hard to incorporate all this stuff. Let me see. If I did like a quick and dirty Phantom Ganon, kind of, well, why is he doing that? There we go. Kind of like up here. If I recall, he has kind of like a skull mask thing going on. Maybe he's kind of looking up at him a bit. I think it's very angry looking though, if I recall. It doesn't have round eyes, does it? Better look up reference. Phantom Ganon. Okay. Yeah, I see. He's got like the round part in the middle is like the glowy part. But then the shape is very different for the socket. It's like this harsh angular shape. And he's got those horns that come up like this. Oh, I never noticed he doesn't have a jaw. It's just open there. That's kind of interesting. And then the hair that goes back here. Maybe I could get that arm pointing in a little bit more. so it's not going completely out of the canvas. Feels kind of strange. Maybe I'll just have to make them a bit smaller. It's taking up a lot of space anyway. And then on the other side, I could do another dude. MHN says, "Hey Dan, I think your Discord invite link has expired." Oh, has it? I didn't know it expired. I'll have to put a new one. Let me see. I'll do that real quick. Are you looking to join? If so, I'll add it right now to the chat. Here, let me see. Where are you, Discord? There you are. I forgot where to even get the invite. Yeah. Let me see. I'll find it real quick. Sorry about that. 1 second. Oh, there we go. Create invite. Copy. Here, I'll post it in the chat. It should work. There you go. I'll have to update it in my settings here. I'm gonna update it in the description too. I forgot I could do that while I'm live. Okay. Alright, now it's all good. Should work. Yeah, and so then on the other side, I've got Phantom Ganon here now. Who else? Bongo Bongo's kind of big, he might not fit there. Oh, I could do Kale and Kale. I don't think it's Kale. What are the witches' names? Coom and Comb and something? Coom. I don't think that's how it's pronounced, is it? K-O-U-M? Am I remembering correctly? It is Coom. It's K-O-U-M-E. And Kotake. That's funny. Kotaku. Yeah, I could definitely fit them in somewhere because they're kind of small. Shouldn't be too much trouble. I could even maybe fit them in right around where Ganon's face is, his nose. Maybe right here. No, that might cover up too much of Ganon. Let me think. No problem, MHN. You're welcome. Can I fit them here? Let's see. For one of them. Nah, I might put her off to the side, which is what I was planning on doing anyway. That's the whole point of that. do like, if I make her about this size, I could put kind of almost like a whole body in. Only thing is I don't want her covering Cannon's eye. That's important, but I'll move her around after I'm done sketching her in. They're such weird, shriveled little things. They've got like the most bizarre proportions. Never really thought about it before. Okay, let me see if I could get her to fit here. I could just pull that sleeve back and that'll probably work. Just don't want her to cover up too much of his eye. Maybe if I could make her like swooping way down, or just put her both hands on the broomstick. That would give more leeway there. I don't like how it leads out of the frame though. I could sort of fade it out with like a gradient or something. That might work. Let's just get rid of that hand. Maybe I could have them both over here. Put her somewhere else. Like up here, maybe at a slightly different angle too. A little more front facing or something. And further off in the distance too. And then maybe I'll even make Phantom Ganon a little bit taller there. What's his spear look like? I think it's like yeah, it's like 3 prongs. Something like that. And that kind of helps point back into the illustration, so it's probably good to have that there as an element. And they're kind of doing that as well, but I don't like, I feel like they're a little bit too spread out, maybe. Like maybe make her significantly bigger. And then push the other one back more. Oops, not that one. That could work. I mean, it's starting to feel like something. I want something else, I think, in this bottom corner to cover Morpha a little bit. So maybe I could do another boss or just a random enemy, something. Not sure. Maybe, let's see, which enemies have I not used? Dodongo, I could draw like a little, I could draw him in like a small scale. I don't know if it looked that good there though. Maybe, I don't like the third one. What about the medallion ones? Let me think. There's Phantom Ganon, there's Volvagia. Volvagia might work. If I was smart and I planned ahead, I could have done like Volvagia and Morpha kind of intertwining or something. That might be interesting. Could still do something like that. Who else is there? Bongo Bongo. I don't think he would really fit right there. Maybe. Someone smaller. I don't know if there is anyone else. And then Twin Robo already did. Maybe I could have this Twin Robo one just bigger here. Coming in from then just move the other one to be down here maybe. Just doing our own thing. Could. I don't know if I really like that though. That's not bad, I don't know. Could work. Then I could have Phantom Ganon a little smaller again, and Twin Rova a little smaller again, this one. Bring her in. Tad. It's just her nose is like right in the way of Ganon's freaking eyeball. So I feel like I gotta angle it way down or something. And then, where's Phantom Boy? It's looking pretty cool. I like how he's kind of posed there. But just bring it down a tad. Yeah, I could just change, like, if her body is kind of like, or rather her head is more, or no, yeah, it would be, yeah, if I change her body, that might work. And just make it so that that's a little bit more straight on and leading in, and then her head can kind of stay where it's at. Could work. Yeah, definitely covering a lot of Ganon's face now, though. And it's sort of uneven the way that his spear is and her broomstick. I would have to choke up on his spear more, which might look weird. Yeah, it's a little unbalanced, but I like the variety that we're getting to now. Definitely gonna push for more variety on the next couple ones, and keep doing that. But try to make it more balanced. I might be able to balance it yet, but right now it's just looking kind of chaotic. Let me put some whites behind those characters so you can kind of see what's going on better. Oops, she shouldn't be above Link though. She needs to be below Link, because that's gonna interrupt. Yeah, that's better. While I'm at it, let me do some white behind Link. And Zelda. Do you guys play Smash Bros. Ultimate at all? I love that game. I still play it with my friends every now and then. I main Zelda in that game, that's why I thought of it right now. I love her teleport move. It's just, it's really fun to like just surprise people and just pop up right in front of them or hit them with that out of nowhere. It's very satisfying. Oops. I put him in front of Zelda somehow. Oh yeah, one more down. There we go. Darth Hylian says, yeah, I play Smash. Smash characters are the reasons why I'm trying new franchises. Yeah, it definitely introduces you to new stuff. I had that experience a lot with even the original Smash and Melee. I remember the original Smash taught me who Ness was. Wait, did it? Wait, was Ness in the original Smash? Am I remembering right? Was he just in Melee? Who were the original secret characters for Smash? Maybe it was Melee I'm thinking of. No, I think it was Ness. Now I gotta look it up. Yeah, Ness was in it. He was under Luigi. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm not crazy. And then GamerJC says, Smash Bros is so fun with friends. I think I main Link and Joker. Joker's really cool in that game, but he's hard to use. It takes like a while to learn how to use him well. I like Link. I always like Link better in Melee and the other Smash games. I kind of don't like his timer bombs, and they kind of changed up his balance a little bit, so he's kind of different in Ultimate, but Link's still cool. He's always a good character. Yeah, I love Smash. It's such a great game. It's always fun. Alrighty, well, you know, now that I flipped this one, it doesn't even look that unbalanced. It looks okay. It probably needs a little work, but maybe a little more thought put into some things, but it could work. It's kind of interesting. Some things I really like Phantom Ganon. He just looks cool. And then Skull Kid is interesting. I like how the bosses are all kind of moving around the picture. It's interesting. I like it better than the first one, I think. But the second one might still be my favorite so far. I'm gonna do, I don't know, I feel like I should do a lot more, because I really want to come up with a composition that I'm very satisfied with before I get into the actual painting and drawing process, like really touching things up, because I tend to have a problem with just jumping in and just only doing a couple thumbnails for ideas and then just jumping into an idea. So I want to kind of try to break that habit with this challenge and do as many thumbnails as until I come up with an idea that I'm like, yes, that's definitely the one. So it might be a while. I might do like a bunch off camera over the weekend too. So when I come back to streaming next week, I'll have many more to show, hopefully. Darth Eileen says, I just bought Sephiroth because I played FF7 for the first time. Oh, did you play the original FF7 or did you play the remake? I love FF7, it's a great game. Both the original and the remake are fun. Darth Eileen says, you can't go wrong with any of these concepts. Yeah, they're not bad. They're coming along for sure. I think I could make any of them work reasonably well. But I wanna try to find the best thing I can come up with at least. I played the OG and the remake. Nice. Yeah, the OG is definitely worth playing. Once you get, you know, I don't know, if you play it for a few hours, you kind of get used to the graphics and the old battle system, and then you sort of forget about it and you just play. I think it's definitely worth playing that game. That game is, it's still incredible even today. Just the places it takes you and the story and what a big adventure it is. I think it's so cool. I'm a little worried about the remake because I know they're changing things. I think they're gonna make, I mean, it's kind of hard to spoil that game because it's so old, but you know, I think they're gonna make some characters not die who died before, they've already kind of done some stuff like that where they're playing around with it with all that Kingdom Hearts crap with like, you know, the robed guys who are kind of changing fate and stuff, it seems like. So I don't know, I'm a little worried about that. We'll see how that goes, but I really liked the remake generally. I think it stayed pretty true to everything, even with those little added elements, and I think it was really cool that you still get to fight Sephiroth at the end. So yeah, but yeah, the OG is definitely worth playing still. I just started playing, I put it down, so I haven't been playing it consistently, but I just started playing FF8 for the first time. I had never played 8, and I was surprised how it kind of gripped me in the beginning. It's pretty fun. I'm going to get back to that at some point when I have time. Yeah. So, I think I'm done for the night, now that I've got these kind of laid out. Yeah, you know, the more I look at the third one, the more I'm kind of starting to like it more. I think there is something there. I might play with that one more. But yeah, I'll be back on. I'm doing 4 streams a week now, so this is my 4th. It's Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Or am I crazy? Yeah, it's Thursday. And so you probably won't see me stream again until next week, unless I just have a little spare time. I might do a quick stream. I'm also thinking about still doing a 12-hour stream, which sounds crazy, but I just want to do like a really long 3D modeling rush and just get a lot of modeling done for the Mega Man X FPS. So I might do that at some point. I'm not planning on doing it this weekend, but maybe if I have a day where I'm super free, I might. And that if I don't do it this weekend, I might do it at some point in the future. So you guys can look forward to that, tuning in and out of that. Maybe if you're, you know, just bored during the day, you can just check in on me modeling stuff. It might be fun. Hopefully that'll get some more attention to the channel and some new subscribers and stuff. That'd be cool. New eyeballs on it. That's kind of the idea of that anyway. But yeah, so I'm thinking about that. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. It's fun talking to y'all. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw and doodle and stuff. I'm gonna be working on this more next week for sure. Probably gonna be doing a couple streams where I'm working on the Mega Man X stuff as well. And yeah, thanks again. I always appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.